Ho, ho, ho! Oh, it is that time. If you need anything new for your trees or your home decor for Christmas, I really do encourage you to shop early. I wanted a tree, and I hear people say things are viral. Well, I'm not really on a lot of social media, so I wouldn't know. But there was a tree that I did want. It was one of these tabletop ones. You know, it wasn't that, it was like maybe 3 foot tall. So it wasn't at my first Walmart. It wasn't at the other Walmart. So then I start going, looking for shipping. It's not available anywhere. Now maybe it was never in stock yet, but the setup model or whatever, that's there. They had that. So I'm just telling you, there were some empty spaces in the ornaments and empty spaces here and there. Low quantities on things that, like, if I needed 2 of, I was the last person getting them. So I feel like I'm doing you a favor. But if this is not for you, if it's too early for you to talk about Christmas decorations, save it. Save this video and come back to it. But what we're going to do today, I'm going to go through the things that I bought and just talk a little bit maybe about what I'm thinking of. So here, let's start. I know you've probably seen these on so many channels if you watch, but I don't want it to ring. It really will have a beautiful ring. So this is Walmart, you guys. This is a gorgeous red velvet tie on here, which you can or cannot use. The price tag, I'm so grateful they do that. Sometimes when it's just a barcode, you don't know. $15.98. I mean, I feel like if I was in a boutique, it's $68.98. And then they have 2 sizes. I didn't know that at the first Walmart because they only had 1 size, but here's the smaller one, which is $10.99. So I was really impressed, and I'll just tell you, I started just a few days ago, and I was buying a lot of bells. So I couldn't turn those down. And if you've been with me for the last 2 Christmases, you know I do use a lot of bells. Like my staircase, my big rotunda staircase is covered in bells. So I have a thing for bells. So let's go on to the next thing. I'm going to go through the big stuff on the tabletop here first. I saw these angels. I was looking for some angels. They are, well, you know what? I was going to say they're wood, but I really don't know. And again, these are all, what I'm showing you right now is Walmart. And what's the price? $15.99. My girlfriend and I this weekend had a lovely outing, and there were vendors and everything. And there was a particular place she was very taken with. The wood, it was wood, and it was huge, most of it, but he had small things too. But when I got into Walmart, I was like, oh, this is a trend. He's been doing it for a long time. He's not a trend, but, and I don't have it. I'll put a picture in here, but they had big, ornaments that were wood. They were just polished wood, and Christmas trees that were polished wood, and nutcrackers that were polished wood. So if that's your thing, and these are like natural, what I'm getting ready to show you is not necessarily. So this one's stained, and this nutcracker, but he is just wood. He's not polished or shiny or anything. He was $9.98 at Walmart. And of course he works. When I see stuff, I start to kind of get a vision. So these were the cutest little, $5.98, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a battery already in it. How cute is that? This is an antiqued one. Came in black, and actually I don't remember the other color, maybe red. They had a lot of kind of vintage red color. Okay, here's one of the ornament bells. So, you know, ornaments at Walmart are typically, the lowest price ones are typically $1.98, which this was. So pretty. And of course I got quite a few, which is why, again, if somebody's doing a whole tree and they're looking for a new inspiration, they're gonna buy them all. So get out there now before it's too late for you. I hate getting stuck with wreaths that I can't hang up because I don't have wreath holders, or I don't have wreath holders that match. So I grabbed a few of these. These were $2.98, I think. No, these were $2.66, and I'm sure they came in other colors. I got black and gold. And these are garlands. You have to string them yourself. So there's a little gold thread like in there. And then these appear to be, I mean, they're definitely bronze. And then I can't really tell you what that other color is. You could make it, maybe it's black. Here was some large ornaments. I only saw these at one Walmart and I went to two, and they are, oh my goodness, only $5.94. Look at this. I mean, I didn't buy this really for my tree. If I could have gotten more than three, I might have, but I can totally see this, like 3 of them in a vignette on a tray or in a centerpiece, set up against a few little things like candles or something on a shelf styling. They are so beautiful. Along the same lines, only smaller. Now these are the $1.98, guys. Oh, I've got 2 here, sorry. Along the same lines are these. They're the $1.98, but they look just like that big bell. They don't have all the detail, but they have a lot of it. And then some clips that I've just never done this before, so we'll see if I even like it. But they were so unusual. I'm not a big fan of all the, it doesn't mean I won't be in the future if you know me, but and I like this barely even shows up, and you guys know this is not me. My colors, look at me, guys. Usually the way you dress is the way you decorate. I'm not a classic neutral, but where I felt like I was being led started, I'd say, from my fall inspiration of navy, and I was thinking about trying to go navy and gold and that, just because I like to try things. And so I was at Hobby Lobby and I picked up these. Now they are more bronzy than gold, but that was okay. So I thought, okay. And I keep thinking, I'm going to do that up in my bedroom. I'm going to do it up there. And then I started thinking about down here where we're in my lower level and where we really celebrate Christmas. And things just evolve for me like they probably do for you. You start seeing stuff and you're like drawn to it. I had thought about a vintage Christmas. And when you have 3 floors to work with, or you're doing different things in different rooms, you can do that. You can go, I'm going to do vintage Christmas here. I'm going to do retro similar Christmas here. I'm going to do, I don't know, fairy tale Christmas here, whatever. So I thought about vintage Christmas, and then I had no idea it was really a big thing. Like I really see a lot of vintage style decor out there, especially at Walmart. But this goes along the lines of some of the stuff I've already bought. I really, really like this. Again, $1.98. These may be breakable. They sound like glass to me, but a heavy glass. I know these look a lot like the last ones I showed you, but they don't have the greenery on them. And they're a little They're a shinier finish, a little bit hammered, and a bigger bell, but probably the same color. I only found 3 of these, and if you can't read it, it does say Merry Christmas, Peace and Joy, and it just feels and looks like a rusted piece of metal. I just really was drawn to it. This one caught me because of the bells. I really don't love the beads, but I loved the bells. I also wanted to get something that wasn't round, so I picked up a couple boxes of these icicles. I really don't know what color they are because they're not gold. They had gold there, and I held it up and it just didn't go with this. So I don't know if they're an antique gold or if they're silver. I bought a few picks. Well, I bought 10. I don't do picks, you guys. They scare me. Just because I'm an interior decorator, I didn't do a lot of Christmas decor. And I am not somebody who likes, I mean, I love to admire it in somebody else's home or in a store. The very, well, it looks like a very professional tree, and it has a lot of stuff in it to where you don't hardly even see the tree anymore. That's not who I am. I like my trees to be delicately decorated to where each ornament hopefully has a little meaning. Now, these don't have any meaning. They don't. If you've been with me before, you know that I have a family tree that's just ornaments we collect every year since we've been married. I have a historic presidential tree from the White House Historic Society. I have a music tree. Now, that one's similar to what I'm doing here. I wanted a music themed tree way back then, and so I bought things like that. So anyway, I bought some picks, and am I going to use them? I mean, they may end up being part of a garland or something in a table, or I could see this one inside a napkin with a big bow on it as a part of my tablescape. But anyway, I did buy this, and these were, how much? This is all Walmart, you guys. I don't usually do Walmart hauls for you. 98 cents. I thought that was a pretty good buy. And why don't I do Walmart hauls? I mean, I love showing you Walmart stuff. I don't do it because I can't link it. If I had a way to link it for you, I would. So that's why I tell you, you're going to have to go out and shop. Or you can try online. But, oh, these were... Okay, I guess you could use these as ornaments. I didn't even think about that. They were $1.50. That's the angel, and then this wreaths. Oh, a wreath and a mistletoe. But I really bought them for what they say they are, which is a gift topper. I'm going to try to be a little bit more... I don't want to buy as many gifts. I want to buy very thoughtful gifts this year. And I tried, one of my papers is still up in the car, but it's very similar to this. So this is the tree down here that will have the presents for our family around it. So I'm hoping that this is kind of the theme that I'm going with, which I haven't really explained yet. I mean, this must be 20 pounds of bells. This was Hobby Lobby this week. Look at those. I don't know why I bought so many. I think I'm just bell crazy. $12.99, which means they were like $7 for all of that. They were $6.50. Something else I've never done, and I was tempted to get a copper one, but the copper one showed the hinges, and I thought that was very ugly. This one somehow doesn't show the hinges. And you've seen me use a lot of wicker in the house. I want to keep it going right now. And down here, the chairs, the bar stools are wicker. And I just like that natural rattan feeling. So I think that I'm going to have it on the tree down here. This one, I don't know if you'll see this year or not. I have not gotten out my Christmas decor. I know that last year I did pink, which you're not seeing right now. And I also did gingerbread in my kitchen. And I will always add to it, but I don't know that I'm going to do gingerbread every year. So I really am not sure. But when I see stuff, I'm going to purchase it to keep it my collection growing. And this isn't really gingerbread, but it's pink. So these were at Hobby Lobby, and it says fresh snow and hot cocoa. And perhaps I'll just take a little pink out on the screen porch this year, and these might go out there. I don't know, but I mean, they just looked so cute. I had to. I thought about, so these are threaded. I don't know if they, no, they haven't been threaded. So they've included the string, and then you've got, I don't know, a 6-foot garland. It was $12.99 at Walmart, and like 16, I don't know, I can't count. Anyway, you've got a lot of ornaments there, and these are kind of a antique gold, I'd say. Now, there is a wreath I want, and I haven't seen it, so it's probably sold out too. If you watched any, Mama from Scratch may have shown it, and Becca has shown it at Adventures in Decorating, and it's a very natural looking, real touch wreath at Walmart that has, I think it has some pine cones on it, and it has these wicker bells hanging off of it. And I couldn't find it yesterday at all, and I really, really wanted that. So I knew this was very similar to some that I had bought 2 years ago at Michael's. And for the price of $29, I thought that was a pretty good deal. These, I mean, look at the size of that pine cone. It's dusted with snow. This snow is not falling off all over the place. The berries are beautiful. And then it's got a big, it's not just a bow, it's got a hanging bow for you. Or is it? I don't know. I just see a whole lot of ribbon in here. So you can probably pull this out to make a gigantic bow. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is, I thought, beautiful. Not knowing where I'm going to put that at all, I decided to go ahead and just buy one matching garland so that if it happened to be in a bedroom that has a fireplace or has a buffet or something that I could set this on or around a headboard, I just wanted to be able to have that. And the garland was how much? $27.88. Okay, I try to buy a new tree every year since we've moved here, just because our trees are very old and a little ratty, and so they just don't work. I'm standing here looking at this ceiling. I remember the ceiling was low down here, but I forgot about this. This is why it's so low. So I hope this tree I got is not too tall. At 7.5 feet it may be, but this is where I was hoping to put it. And this tree is, oh, here we go. This is my Texas house tree. I really wanted a flocked tree this year. I hope it's not a big shedder. I haven't read any reviews on it, but it looks really pretty. And I kept seeing everybody go on and on. I guess it's the cypress one, which is very pretty. I love the feathery detail, but I did see it in person, and it doesn't look like a tree that you would decorate. I mean, I could see you putting a lot of ribbons on it, maybe a little garland, but it's not going to hold a lot of ornaments. It's certainly not. In one way, it's my kind of tree because you can't stuff it and turn it into something else. It's going to come across delicately. And I think it was the same tree that I was trying to get in a smaller version for tabletop. But I did find several places, you guys. I'm getting a Norfolk from Walmart of about the same size. I saw some really good prices at JCPenney online and Bed Bath & Beyond online. And I haven't even looked at Wayfair or Overstock. There's always some other places that we can always look that aren't probably selling out so quickly and may have very similar items. So don't get discouraged if the thing that you wanted is gone. Okay, couple more things. I picked up a couple of these ribbons at $4.98. I really, like I said, I want to buy more intentional gifts instead of a lot. I like to buy a lot. And then it'll also, with all the people that we have opening gifts, sometimes, I think we went to 3 o'clock in the afternoon last year because we got 7 grandkids and every family buys for the grandkids. So yeah, we can cut back on numbers. And so that if I do that, I can really make a present look really pretty. And I know it just goes in the trash, but it matters to me how pretty it all looks. It's just part of the gift to me. Okay, let's talk my ideas. I'm going to sit down. Okay, so I told you a little bit about where I was going with some of the planning, but when I contemplated the navy, I don't know, I was looking at something and it just came to me. It came upon a midnight clear, that glorious song of old, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do Christmas carols. That's going to be my theme in my house. And maybe in a way it still will be. Well, I know it will be. And so I started writing down all these carols and thinking, what room will be which? And gee, maybe I will do it in a way that people have to guess what it is. And I've done that kind of in my sitting room before. I think when I got done, I said, all I could think of is, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. But, so a couple of things happened. And you'll see, if you haven't been out shopping, it's bigger than ever this year. And that is songs on picture frames or canvases. So I walked into Hobby Lobby. I could have bought them all. But this is one of my favorite parts of Oh Holy Night. And it's the part where it says, fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. So I just had to have that one. And my goodness, the prices. So that you saw how large that was. And those are 50% off. So I think that made that one around $16.50 maybe. Really reasonable for a picture like that. And then Walmart, you have to kind of look for this because when you see it, it's on a bottom shelf in most stores and it's like this. You don't even see what it is. So I pulled it out and actually it was Oh Holy Night. And you know, I have, if you've been with me before, you know that a year ago, I guess, I found something very similar to this that fit the frames in my foyer because I have framed hymns in my foyer or my entryway. So all this turned into something, and I hope I don't cry. I wish I need to be able to read you something though. Okay, I'm already crying. Have you ever, I don't know, had something, owned something, sung something over and over, and you never really, I mean, one day your eyes are open? It happened to me in a top I was wearing with you a couple of videos ago. It's black and brown and white, and I always thought, oh, it's zebra print. Well, this year when I looked at it, I'm like, wait, there's a zebra on the front of it. Like, how did I never see the zebra? It's right there. It's a painted zebra. So I was telling my husband about it. We're standing in the bathroom and I had it on it. I put my arms out to show him. And oh my goodness, yet again, something I didn't see was a bigger zebra, mama zebra, over the baby zebra. This is not what's making me cry. It's what I'm about to share. So Anyway, that's what happened to me yesterday. I was shopping and I'm like, oh, these bells speak to me. And I was thinking, what song? I mean, there's silver bells, jingle bells, but the one carol that came to me was, I heard the bells on Christmas Day. And that's all I could remember. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. That's all I knew. And I thought, okay, I'm driving in the car. I turn on my music and I tell it to find me. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. The first one I heard was by Casting Crowns, and I'm like, what did they do to this? Did they just like rewrite it? You know how people in the modern Christian music will take a very old hymn and they'll start to sing it, but then they kind of change it? I assume that's what they did. And I just kept listening and listening to different renditions. And it was like, wait a minute, these are all the same. How did I not know this song was so sad? So I'm going to read you the lyrics. First of all, it was written in 1863 and by a poet. Usually our songs are not written by poets. I mean, he wrote a poem and it was put to music. But Henry Longsworth, oh, how do you say that? I'm not going to get that right. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And the story is told that there was wars going on. His wife had died 2 years previously in a fire. He was badly burned trying to save her. He lost his son. No, his son was temporarily paralyzed from an injury in the Civil War. And so I'm listening to this thinking, how have I sung this? I'm sure we sang it in church. I think we did anyway. So the words are, I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair, I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And then my mind was lost in that till I got to the version by Bing Crosby. And I mean, I love that voice. As I played it in the car, I'm just weeping. I mean, weeping, because when Jesus was born, the angels, they leaned near to earth and they were singing glory to God in the highest, peace on earth, goodwill to men. But that's not how we're living right now, is it? And no different. You'd think 1883 or 86, I can't remember now what I said. Um, things change and then they really don't. But as Bing Crosby sang, and it got to the next part, I hadn't heard this in any, again, it's like not seeing something. I hadn't heard this. And it says, then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men, till ringing, singing on its way, the world resolve from night to day, a voice, a chime, a chant sublime, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. So it reminds me a lot of Psalms where you start thinking about something and you're just devastated by how heavy the burden is. But suddenly you remember that God is alive and He is in control. Ultimately, we will have peace on earth. Ultimately, the wicked will fail and righteousness will prevail. And I am going to link that song by Bing Crosby if you're interested in it below. But I thought, so I'm going to decorate my house off of this sad song, but I'm going to decorate it knowing, I heard those bells on Christmas Day, and they do remind me what God's promise was, that there would be peace on earth and goodwill to men. And we all know I love decorating. You guys know that. But I also love God. And so in all of this, I hold it dearly. And I hope that over the season, as you're decorating, your eyes are open to some new things too. And I love it if you share them with me in the comments. I love that. So that's my inspiration. Doesn't mean I'm going to do that all over the house. I don't know. You know me. I don't know where it's going. But right here in this place where I'm going to gather with my family, that's what I really want to hold on to, is peace on earth, goodwill to men. I will see you next week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless. Make your home your happy place. Bye.